right, back with more Supernaturals reviews, finishing up our Tonka line of figures here. We're going to end with the Hero Ghostlings. Now, you can see them all right here. Very similar to what we looked at last time in terms of the card, so I shouldn't need to show you too much of it. It still has that weird tree thing with the characters. And again, on the back, it's going to have the list of all the characters. We went through this in the last video. I shouldn't need to have to go through it again here. You can just check that out. But you can see with the heroes, we have a different color set. So I'll remind you quickly with the villains, what we had is we had a purple, we had a green, we had a dark blue, and we had kind of like a black. So now we have an orange, we have a navy blue, a light green, and a brown. So different color set, and of course, different holograms with all these characters. Now the bigger change here is the weapon. We had, last time they had like spurs on the handle and on the base, and this is more rounded, and I'll show you that close up later, the difference between the two of them. But we have different ones here. So this time we have Spooks, who's kind of a ghost. We have Hooter, who is a wizard and an owl. We have See-Through is a scientist and becomes the Invisible Man, and then Mr. Lucky, and a magician that turns into a giant rabbit. So that is, they're a little more friendly than the other ones where it was like a vampire, a wolf, a witch and a cat, and then a mummy. So these ones are a little more friendly. Obviously, these are the hero or heroic ghostlings as they're called here on the card. So they're a little different. So why don't we open these guys from their little prisons here and check them out. All right, let's get started here. We're going to start here with the See-Through, who is the scientist that goes to the Invisible Man. So as similar with the other ones here, you can see his cloak. It separates. You can see that dark blue translucence that holds out the little ghost image. And then you can see here he goes from a scientist to an Invisible Man. So a little fun there with the wrappings and all that around him. A little less threatening than some of the other ones. Again, he's got that same articulation in the little body here that goes on top of him. And then he has this sword. We told you we showed you a close-up of the sword. So here is the villain sword, and here is the hero sword. So you can see it's a little less, dangerous looking with the little spikes on the hilt and on the crossguard. This one is more flat and it is more rounded. So this is his little sword that comes with him. And again, he has those hands that are going to glow in the dark, and we'll show you that after we show you all the characters here. So a little different, the shade of color here. Here's, I think this is Rags from the villain set. You can see it's a lot lighter. It's more rounded here too. This one points up, but I think there's different ones. Some do have this pointier top and some have a rounder top. But this one at least is a rounder top. And then again, it comes with that same comic that we've seen come with all the characters to date. This one's kind of stuck in the packaging, but you can see the same comic here that comes with all the characters. And this one also has one of those contest forms in it. Not all of them did. So I thought that was kind of interesting that it was select few had contest forms, some of them did not. So I'm going to put See-Through over here, and we'll check out next. This is Mr. Lucky. Mr. Lucky also comes with that comic book, just like all the other ones did, and then he has a sword here as well. Mr. Lucky is orange, and again, you can see he has that pointed hood versus the rounded hood here. Most of the heroes I have the rounded hoods, though. So he has a pointed hood, and he is orange, this night bright orange, and he has a orange translucence piece as well. The same articulation, the same sword. That's going to be consistent with all the heroes. They're going to have the same swords, the same articulation points as the other characters. There's no difference there, but the only difference is with the image. So Mr. Lucky here, he goes from a magician to kind of a creepy giant rabbit. I mean, it's not super scary, but it's still pretty creepy looking. But that is his back and forth, and that makes sense with a magician pulling the rabbit out of the hat. So that would be kind of expected there for that character. So it's a goofy one. I'll admit that. It is a goofy choice for a character. But nonetheless, he is part of our set. And then we go over here to Spooks. So Spooks is, I mean, they're all ghosts, but he is really a true ghost character here. So he is this bright lime orange, maybe? Again, with the glow-in-the-dark hands, the articulating arms, and that sword. You can see he has a very lime yellowish kind of translucence piece. I think that's kind of cool on there as well. And his full transformation here is a court gesture, kind of a little joker there, to a silly spook. Spooks here you can see featured a lot in some of the comics as riding in the Ghost Finder. So he's kind of an essential character to have. And something else I noticed here on this robe, there is no tattering on the bottom. So that comes with the rounded hood ones, no tattering. But the ones with the spikes, the pointy tops, they have tattering. So kind of interesting. I'll go back really quick and look at all the other ones just to see if there is a pattern here in who has pointy hats versus who has rounded hats. But in this wave, there are 3 of the rounded hoods and 1 of the pointy hoods. And I think in the other wave, it's reversed. And I think it's mostly pointy hoods, but we'll check that out in just a second. So that is Spooks there. And then the last one we're going to look at right here with the, I guess you call it a brown or a light purple robe. This is going to be Hooter. Now, Hooter has this, light purplish brown robe, but you can see more of a purple hue on his translucence piece here. Hooter is another odd one here. He turns from a wizard into a wise old owl. So they kind of mix this one up. I guess wizard and owl, I don't know. They're both smart. They both always have the connotation of being old. You don't see a lot of young wizards, except for Harry Potter. But I mean, in the older mythology, especially back at this point in the late 80s, we mostly had our Tolkien wizards from the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit, and those were older characters, or often portrayed as old wise characters. So this is your look at this wave, or essentially the hero characters from this wave. Mostly very clean robes, a lot less tattered and scary than the villains there, except for this one here, who has the tattered portion at the bottom with the pointier hood. So I'm not sure if there's variants that way, but I'll take a look at the other wave really quick to see who has the tattered robes or not. But right now, why don't we check out those glow features? But really quickly, I always wanted to give you a height comparison, and we want to show you again what the Ghost Warriors look like compared to these guys. You can check out a video on the Ghost Warriors. More square inch for the hologram on the Ghostlings, but they also come with a shield, so you're getting twice as many holograms there. And then I didn't last time, but I wanted this time show you how they stand up to Visionaires. So Visionaires, again, are taller than the Ghostlings. They come in around G.I. Joe size, so a little bit taller in height, but again, smaller hologram space, 1-phase hologram, 2-phase hologram. So these ones could transition between 2 different 3D characters. This one just has 1 character on it. He does have his little banner he carries with the 2 holograms, but these guys, again, had more hologram space on it. The glow-in-the-dark hands and the glow-in-the-dark swords, which we're going to check out right now. Okay, really quick fun fact. This is an extremely rare error version. I did not realize it. I probably wouldn't have opened it if I had realized that. But all of the heroes are supposed to look like this. Smooth robes, no tattering, no tears in it. And the villains, like this one here, have the stitching, have the tattered bottom, and are just a little different. So you can see the hands here are very smooth. The villain hands are a little rougher too. They have warts and stuff on them. So he does have the smooth hands, but they accidentally gave him, and they gave him the right arms, but they gave him the wrong robe. So I had not been able to find another example of this. So this is an extremely rare variant where they accidentally put the body piece here and they had it the wrong color. Everything else is correct. The sword is correct, the arms are correct, the base is correct, but this middle section should be a round top, a friendlier looking piece to it. So maybe there are other examples out there where this happened, but this was a factory error. It seems to be very clearly that this is not a common variant. So just something to think about if you're variant hunting out there. Some of them do exist. I'm going to take the black light now and turn that on so we can see the how the component looks all lit up. And we have our black light here. So now again, you can see how the sword and how the hands glow when they hit that light, and that will happen with all your characters. They have this nice glow feature. I mean, if you expose them to light, it's going to do it as well if you let them charge and then turn off the lights. But here, showing you on the video with this very high or low frequency light, I forget how that works, but it could illuminate those really quickly and have this really cool glow effect. So I do appreciate those, and I really like how those look. So again, with the with the Ghost Warriors, you only have the weapons glowing, not the bodies of the hands of the characters. So they added an extra glow here with these, since these are more of the budget line and don't have the height or the other accessories. You get that glow function as well. And then once you turn it off, you see that it kind of lingers a little bit, same as when you charge it with light. So that is your Ghostling Heroes. Well, perfect example today when something unexpected happens during a video here. We got ourselves a rare factory error variant of Mr. Lucky. He should be in this nice good guy robe instead of this bad guy robe. Cool nonetheless. I'll try to look online to see if there are other examples of this happening, but I took a quick look and I did not find any of these 4 characters in this kind of robe. So this is very weird that this happened. They probably had a small run of these. I doubt they made just one. So they're out there, and there might be other error variants out there. If you have one or if you've seen one, please share. That'd be nice to know if there are other factory errors like this out there where they had the right arms and the right accessory and the right insert, but they made the orange middle body. And it's not like they just swapped this with one of the other bodies. This color is unique to this figure. There are no orange bad guys. So very weird. So kind of cool that it exists though. It's a fun little factory error, but it's even weirder considering they still put the right arms on it and the right accessory. But I digress. That was kind of cool. But otherwise, these are your heroic Ghostlings. Now this rounds out your set between these, and then you have the evil Ghostlings as well, and then you have your 6 warriors, your good and your bad. So we have that complete set. So out of the total here, we have 8 of these, 6 of those. That means there were 14 total characters in this set of the Supernaturals figures. You had your 8 Ghostlings, your 6 Ghost Warriors. So the only other elements in the collection is the Tomb of Doom, which is a central element to the lore of Supernaturals. Again, this was all comic books. Visionaires had a cartoon series. That's why it went a little longer in the product line. And the Ghost Finder is another big part of the lore. So we'll be taking a look at those next time. I haven't been able to track down the other vehicles, and I'm not really caring for the animals because they're very expensive and I don't think they add a whole lot dimension to it. But the Bat Bopper was the vehicle for the villains. Impossible to find. Impossible to find a completed one. So I can't show you that, unfortunately, but I can show you a completed Ghost Finder, and I can show you the Tomb of Doom, which is really cool. You can check out a little teaser of that in our teaser video for the coverage in our shorts if you want to see the Tomb of Doom briefly. But there's light up functions, there's electronic functions, there's transforming functions, and there's a little base to display some of the characters. There's a lot on that little set, so it's pretty cool. And there's some variants that we discovered, so we'll show you some images of the different variants for that set as well. So tune back as we wrap up Supernatural coverage for the month of May, and then we get into June, and we'll have some different creative little things. In June, we don't have a theme yet. I don't think we have a vintage line we're looking at because we have so many other products we want to show you, so we might be holding off on vintage until we get back toward July or maybe even after our Comic-Con coverage. So tune back for that as well. Like, subscribe, and follow. See you guys next time.